Hello YouTube, today we're going to be working on a 2008 Nissan Altima 2.5S Coupe. This Nissan is a 6-speed manual with 145,196,000 miles. Today we're going to be replacing the rear rotors and pads. In this case I'm going to be using air tools, so I'm going to jack the car up at this subframe right here. And like with any time jacking up a vehicle, do not forget a jack stand. We're going to start by taking the wheel nuts off. On this car, it is a 7/8 and it takes a key to get one of the lug nuts off. Reverse. Now the wheel should come right off because just yesterday I had tires put on it. And there we go. I'm replacing these rotors because, as you can see, there's a bit of a groove, there's some heat marks, and the rust is pretty bad. I don't know if you can tell, but there's also not much pad life left. We're going to start by removing the caliper bracket bolts. There's one right here, sorry that you can't see it, and the other one is here. It is a very tight fit, that's why I'm showing you from underneath the vehicle, and we're going to have to use regular manual tools. We're going to be using a regular wrench. We're going to start by loosening the top caliper bracket bolts. And they are on there quite tight. For the bottom caliper bolt, I recommend fitting your wrench underneath the caliper bracket and hammering down. And you can tell it's free. So now that the caliper bracket bolts are loose, we're going to loosen this push pin bolt. It's a combination threaded push pin. Threads are here, push pins through here, and then there's one up here, exact same thing, we're going to loosen. This one on the bottom, we have to take the whole assembly out because this one will not come out because there is not enough room behind this suspension brace. If I didn't mention before, the caliper bracket bolts are going to be a size 19 wrench. These push pin bolts are going to be a size 14 millimeter. And take your hammer, crack them free. Same thing with the bottom one. Crack it free. Here's the caliper bracket bolt, size 19. To loosen it, use the closed end of your 19 millimeter wrench. And then switch to your open end. You're going to want to do this because this suspension brace right here is so close to the caliper that when you loosen it with the closed end, you'll end up getting it pinched between the caliper and the brace, and you won't be able to get your closed end off the bolt. To get the caliper off, I'm simply going to use a flathead, go behind the caliper bracket and just peel it off, and it'll come right off. The rotor should simply pop right off. It does that because last time I did this job I put anti-seize right on the hub. Makes it much easier for it to come off. You can tell how bad the rotor is. It's in pretty bad shape on the back. Bit of grooving going on. It's definitely time to change these out. This car uses a drum rotor setup for its emergency brake. These pads right here open up and press on the inside of the rotor, which cause friction and then causing the vehicle to stop or stay during parking. This is a good chance to inspect your brake pads. I've got good life on these still, but it's also a good chance to just use some brake clean, spray everything down. There's going to be a lot of brake dust in there. Just give it a good rinse. With the caliper free, I'm going to take a air tool. That was a 14 millimeter size socket. They will not come out. You actually have to pull them out. They have short threads. And you're going to want to clean these. These are very rusted. Now that the pushpin bolts are off, the caliper comes right out. Take the caliper, hang it up on the suspension bracing. Never want to let it hang by the line. You don't want to destroy that. As you can see, the pads will just slide right out, and they are very worn. There's almost no pad on them. Use a hammer if you have to and get it out. These spacers or retaining clips, either your new set will come, mine does, come with new ones, or they won't. If they don't, keep them, and you're going to want to clean them, get all the stuff off of it, and Dremel them. These cover the push pins, keeps the grease in. I'm going to take them off because I'm going to clean these grooves, which keep the grease in. So the next step is dremeling. You're going to want to Dremel all the connections where the pads hit, all in there, and all on the opposite side. I'm going to Dremel around this groove right here. This is where the boot sits. I'm going to clean both of them up. I'm not going to show you because it's pretty boring. Also, you're going to want to, depending on how they look, mine are pretty bad, I'm going to clean both of these off, these push pin bolts, and Dremel them so they're nice and shiny, and I'll show you when that's done. Let's go ahead and put our new rotor on. I already made sure by comparing it to the old one that it was the same type. The old one came with this little rubber piece that goes in. Not too sure what it's for because there's no hub behind it to push a bolt through to get the rotor off. But either way, I still put it in. Now we're going to put the pads inside the caliper bracket. I like to put anti-seize anywhere where metal is going to touch. So putting some down in here. Flip the other side. Put it right in there. Otherwise you can end up with some squeaking. Squeaking's not fun with new brakes. My set of brakes came with, or pads came with, a bunch of different shims. Find the ones that fit yours, and they simply click right in. Other side, and just click right in. Mosquitoes are bad tonight. That's why I am slapping myself. So there we go. Now, pads, because we're going to assemble the caliper off the car. It's the only way it's going to fit. Put it like you're going to put it in the car. This is how it fits in the car. This one pad comes with an indicator that when the pad gets too low, it starts squeaking. You simply just want to put it in the shims. It'll fit. Same thing with the other side. You just fit them in the spaces. Might be a little hard to do, but they do fit. So now we're going to want to take the rubber booties and stick them back over the holes that the caliper brackets fit on. Long end, there's a short and there's a long end. You're going to want to put the long end on, like so. As you can tell off camera, I put the pads on. I didn't want to embarrass myself while I fumbled to put them on in front of all of you. So there, that's how they go. Now, let's go ahead and put the caliper over all of this assembly. You may have to move your pads a little bit, get them in to get it to fit. I did compress the caliper piston before I put it on. Just use my fingers, a little bit of brute strength. Never hurt anybody. So now it's time to lube the push pins. This is the lube that I use. If you go to Eric, the Car Guy's channel on YouTube, he gets very specific on why you want to use a certain type of lube. To my understanding, if you just use like anti-seize or just some other lubricant, it can actually eat away at the rubber on the sleeves to the push pins or caliper slides. You don't want to do that, then moisture will get in. The push pins, guide pins will seize to the caliper bracket. You won't be able to get them off. You'll have uneven wear on your pads. Just not good. You want to use a specific kind of lube. This is the lube that I'm using. Simply just going to take some and squeeze it on the push pins, guide pins. They have many names. Putting it back onto a semi-clean paper towel. And now we'll assemble them in the caliper. Take your slide pins with the lube on them, shove them in the hole. You're going to want to push them past the rubber. There we go. Take the other one, push it in. I'm going to take a speed wrench on forward and try to tighten it. There we go. Oh, now that we can tell that's tight now, can't we? There we go. So the push pin bolts are tight, and as are the caliper bracket bolts. They're tight as well. Sorry I didn't show you, but it would have been long, boring, and arduous, and the mosquitoes are really bad out here tonight in central New York. Go ahead and spray your rotor, your new rotor, down with brake clean. Get any of the grease they use for shipping to make it so it wouldn't rust. Get it off. Go ahead and grab your wheel. Line the holes up with the holes on your hub. There's 1, 2, and there we go. Grab your lug nuts. I'm using air, so I'm just going to finger tighten them on first. Taking my impact air gun, 7/8 socket. Might want to put it on forward, that helps. Now we're going to want to let the vehicle down, remove the jack stand, and lower the vehicle. Off camera, I tightened the lugs to as tight as I can get them. Some people use torque. I've been doing this enough. I don't. This is the same procedure from 2007 to 2012 or 13, I believe. Nissan Altimas. Same thing, unless you know a better way to get the... Hi, Abby. Unless you know how to get the bottom bolt off, please let me know. That'd be great if you know a faster way. Please leave comments, and if I can do it, there's no reason why you can't as well.